Hello, this is Blue Star, Defender of Equestria, and this is my next Focus On video. Allura and Twitch and No Place Like Home. This changes everything, including their relationship. So, roar! When we first see Allura and Twitch in Secrets of Starlight, it almost kind of feels like it's classic minion and supervillain. Allura is just going after the things that she wants, but it wasn't until No Place Like Home that we get to learn the reason why, because we get to see how Allura and Twitch met, and even how Allura got separated from her brother Altero when she was just a little kitten. No! Wow, I mean, really, that changes everything. But it's not only that, because the core story of this episode, which was basically Twitch pleading with Allura to be like, oh, these teacup rides, they look so much fun, can we go? How many times do I have to tell you, Twitch? No. But Allura, come on, please. Oh no, not the cutest bunny face. Oh, Twitch, you really are the most insufferable bunny, and you don't play fair. Allura has instantly become the frustrated parent. Throughout the main story of this episode, we actually kind of do see Allura operating as basically a parent. Twitch really wants to go on the teacup ride, but Allura is not really interested and is just like, well, only for you, dear. Confirmed by the friendship bracelet, it's like, well, if it means that much to you, all right. The biggest moment here where Twitch gets on the Ferris wheel and then all of a sudden, oh no, I don't like heights, quick, help me! Allura is like, Twitch, don't worry, I'm coming! It's all actually kind of sweet and all that, so, aw. We first got to see that Allura kind of cares about Twitch when, in the Blonky Walkies, Twitch is about to be hit by like this giant magical blast. Allura is like, Twitch, look out! And then leaps over to save him. And I was really surprised by that, because thinking back to Opaline, who essentially doesn't really care about Misty and basically just treats her like a minion, Allura did more for her quote-unquote minion in that one 10-second scene than Opaline did through her entire run. So, whoa! When we actually see the way that Allura and Twitch met, it really does kind of feel in some ways that Allura was almost in some ways gifted him as a child. And it kind of ties into the main story that when Twitch kind of gets wrapped up in like this bow kind of thing, almost like he's a present, we cut to a flashback with Allura meeting Twitch for the very first time, and she's like floating on a piece of ice, he's floating on a piece of ice, and he just like gets like knocked onto her piece of ice. It's almost kind of like she's being gifted Twitch almost as like a child. So, whoa. Her reaction to basically seeing this bunny, you know, was actually kind of surprising. It's sort of like, you know, I think we could be friends. Was kind of a surprising thing, particularly from a snow leopard, because she should look at Twitch and the ponies and be like, you look delicious. But no, she actually feels bad for him and actually kind of wants to be friends with him and stuff, so, nah. And seeing Allura's backstory and how she in some ways got to quote-unquote Equestria, or even the realms of Equestria, shall we say, she and her brother Altero were playing with what we would eventually know as the Nova Charm when they were just kittens, and in some ways taken over by curiosity, Allura decides to jump through the portal while her brother is like trying to warn her, no Allura, you don't know where it goes, is what he would have said, but unfortunately she jumped through the portal before she could listen, no! And sadly, there apparently isn't a way to get back, so now she's been separated from her brother, her family, and is who knows where. It's like, oh my gosh! This basically means that Allura has been on her own for most of her life and for a very long time, so I actually feel really bad for her. That's why it would totally make sense for her to be like, this little bunny, you know, I think we could be friends. And that to me makes sense of like why she would even want to be friends with this little bunny, because she's been on her own for so long, and through the montage of her memories, it's like wherever she's gone, she's always been in some ways pushed aside, and as she says, looking from the outside in, that's always a difficult place to be. So Allura has been on her own, been unwelcomed and unwanted for all this time, so to finally find a creature that wants to be her friend is definitely something that she wants. So Oh, poor Allura. Aww. But the good news is that she actually did find a friend, and in some way something more with Twitch, because yeah, that they do operate kind of like supervillain and minion, but in this episode, they're operating more like parent and child in some ways, and I kind of like the relationship that way, and it was really fun in this episode to see, you know, her just being the frustrated parent of like, oh, right, dear, only because it means so much to you. In some ways, what being a parent is all about. It's about putting the needs and wants of your child above your own. And it was so sweet and nice to see that Allura was willing to do all these things for Twitch, not because she's her minion, but because she actually cares about him. So, aww. So, I'm really glad that we got to see these sides of Allura and Twitch, and to learn that they are not just minion and supervillain. In fact, they're not even supervillains. While definitely the ends don't justify the means, they're basically just trying to find a place where they fit in and they belong, and ultimately just find a way to get back home. So I think those are things that we can all understand and all relate to. And overall, I'm really glad that we got to see this look into Allura and Twitch. So overall, I really like Allura and Twitch as quote-unquote villains, but also as characters, and I'm really glad that we got to see these sides of them. So, roar! So that is the end of my focus on video on Allura and Twitch, and No Place Like Home. So, I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, thank you for commenting, liking, and subscribing, and until next time, this is Blue Star. Stay strong, and pony on. Blue Star out.